You're Near the Wild with Matt Becker and John Norris, recorded in Anchorage, Alaska.
How's it going?
It's going great. Before we start anything, can you guys hear any like background noise from my end?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, yeah, because it's I got headphones on and it's screaming in my ears. It's Tracy is in the shower with a new water speaker, one of those you could just stick it to the wall thing, and I didn't realize how loud it is in the room I'm recording from. So that's driving me nuts. Nothing I can do about it now, but we're underway.
Do you think you could do the podcast from the shower?
Eventually I could. I mean, that was, come on, let's face it, that was the main goal. I'm going to turn
Stay in the shower all the time, like Kramer on Seinfeld.
Yeah. Okay, I'm turning the recording level down a little bit. I think that helps a little bit. So, how's it going, guys?
Great.
Fantastic.
Feels great to be recording again.
Yes, it's been a while.
After our season finale cliffhanger.
Our hiatus. What's German for hiatus?
I don't know.
It almost sounds German already. Hiatus. That sounds German already.
My German didn't really improve a whole lot while I was there, but my pantomiming. Whoa. But my pantomiming really improved.
Like gesturing with your hands to get the beer. Or whatever?
Like I'm good at acting stuff out, and you know I can go into a restaurant and just act out what I would like to order.
So,
but yeah.
So what was the most? Well, just to fill everyone in, John left for Germany on July 3rd. That was about the time Becker and his wife Becky came out to Bisbee, and that was the last podcast.
Mm-hmm. That was the last. It seems so long ago.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what happened.
Well,
between now and then,
there was a lot of talk about you learning enough German to get by, and we had some phrases.
Yeah, I did okay. I know how to say I speak a little German. Ein spreche ein bisschen Deutsch.
But isn't that starting off?
And then everybody was pretty nice to me after that.
Isn't that starting off the relationship with kind of a lie? You don't speak a little.
I mean, it's a small lie.
You don't speak a little German. You speak no German except for the phrase "I speak a little German."
Yeah, it counts as a little. It's a very little.
It's like when a girl says she likes football, and then realizes she despises football.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
So.
But in most cases, it's true that if you even try a little bit to speak the language, they appreciate it. But in some cases, that's very untrue. Like when there's a very long line to get currywurst and you're like trying to order in German, but you're holding up the line, like people don't appreciate that. People get real fucking mad.
That you are
it just
somehow
takes longer, and
your faux attempt at communication is seen. Yeah. It's a ruse.
Everyone's just like Just point at the fucking menu item you want.
Yeah, I've always gone this because everyone does the same thing when you go to a foreign country. They really appreciate when you try. No, they don't.
Yeah.
Some people do, man.
No, I mean, it's all based on strip clubs where if the girl pretends she likes you, maybe you'll give her more money. No. Just fucking tell them, I have no idea what you're doing. Help me. That's the only word you should know in a foreign language. Help me.
Help me.
And if they come up to you after the start of the song, wait till the beginning of the next song to pay for the lap dance. Don't get half a song.
I am not paying for half a song. tear the 20 in half and give her 10.
Unless it's November Rain, and then it's fine.
Yeah.
That's the half a song. That's still like 5.5 minutes.
You'll be sick of it by the end of it. Yeah. So, John,
I heard November Rain on the radio. Speaking of November Rain, real quick, a thing that like probably the most annoyed I've been in a long time. November Rain was on the radio, and I was listening to it, and they cut the song off right before Slash's guitar solo.
Wow, the only
I guess
decent
I'm the
part.
only one who finds that really.
Well, it's a weird edit.
Yeah.
That's a weird edit, though, right?
Yeah.
You're kind of looking forward to that.
So, fuck you, Bob FM.
There is no Bob, you know that. You can't complain to Bob. So,
if there were, I'd punch him right.
John, let me hear like one of the highlights. What was something that happened in Germany that like you were like really like, wow, that's pretty good. They played November Rain all the way to the end. What happened?
I found out they have snakes in Germany, and one scared the fuck out of me. So that happened.
I did not know they had snakes.
You saw one?
They have snakes.
Came over with the Irish?
I guess so. So we spent a whole week in kind of like the wine country, like in the middle of all the vineyards and everything. And we would go out to eat in these kind of outdoorsy places where they had these little signs that say like something about our friendly German snakes. And there'd be a picture of a little tiny snake. And I'd be like, oh, that's weird. I didn't know they had snakes here. And on one of our last days, we were hiking up to this castle, and I really like wanted to see one of these little snakes. So I was like really looking closely, and we were walking along this old stone wall that was kind of in a hill. And I was like, oh, if there's a snake, it'd be on this wall in the sun. And I was walking, and like a minute after thinking that, I saw the biggest fucking black snake I've ever seen. And right when I saw it, my hand on the other side hit a bush that had a thorn in it. And I swear to God, I thought I got bit by a snake. I thought these snakes were teaming up on me, and I screamed so loud. And then I calmed down, and then I touched the snake, and it immediately slithered away. And then I found out from Stephanie's grandmother later that there were actually 2 types of snakes in Germany, and one is poisonous. So I think I touched a poisonous snake.
Why do you think
it was the thorn that killed you?
Yeah, it was the thorn. The infection is still festering.
It would have been funny if the snake screamed.
Monsanto.
It'd be funny if the snake screamed as loud as you did when you touched it. Then it would kind of be even ground, right?
It may have.
Yeah. How do you know that? Why do you think the one was poisonous? Other than it just being your dumb luck.
Well, she said the small ones aren't poisonous and the big ones are. She might have been fucking with me though.
That seems like
now that I think I don't know.
That does sound like German sarcasm.
Yeah, but it was seriously like a 5-foot black snake just hanging out.
Yeah, but like the scorpions,
I feel like they should warn you.
The big scorpions are the ones that are not very venomous out here, and it's the small ones you got to be careful of.
Oh yeah, snake, scorpion, they're the same.
Well, I mean, it's just saying like the body size doesn't always relate to whether it's poisonous or not.
True.
I mean, I'd like to hear something more like there was a red diamond pattern all the way down its back, or something in nature that kind of tells people. Or what?
Well, a bit of guy right behind me, and that guy died. So
good enough.
He's dead now. We left him.
Did it have a rattle and a swastika on its head?
Not the ass.
Something to indicate danger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in Germany. Oh, remember we said high alert for terrorist attack.
Yeah.
And
I narrowly missed a axe attack on a subway. That's fun.
Yeah, that's
just like the day after we left, we're reading in the news about like how somebody went on a train in Frankfurt where we had been and just started like chopping people with an axe.
With like a hatchet, like Lizzie Borden style.
Was it a hatchet?
I believe they use the word hatchet because I think that a hatchet is something like more easier to wield in a confined subway than an axe. An axe, you have to have that big like wind up to swing it down to really get a good chop. So I think it is a hatchet. True. Because it's and it can be easily concealed, the hatchet. Although if you walked around with a hatchet in the Safeway, I don't think someone would stop you and ask to see the license for your hatchet. You know what I mean?
No, it doesn't raise a lot of questions. I feel like you're right, but the term axe attack sounds a lot worse.
Yes, the alliteration there is definitely.
It sounds black. I asked him not to do it.
Either way, very scary to have someone like swinging a basically a baseball bat with a metal blade on the end. You know,
I feel like I'd be fine if I saw somebody coming at me with an axe, but I really don't pay attention for that type of stuff. So,
John, you're not fine.
I would have been killed.
You're not.
They
fine.
would kill everyone. Everybody in America would be playing Pokemon Go, so they just get chopped up.
I don't think people are playing that anymore. I think I missed the entire fad. I was gone for 2 weeks, and I didn't even learn about it until I got back, and then I think we're done.
You're one of the lucky ones.
I think it's pretty much over.
I did see here Becker out in right on Black Knob. I did see 2 kids. When I say kids, these guys are in their 20s. I'm 50, so they were much younger than me. Two dudes walking down the street, clearly playing Pokemon Go here in Bisbee. So it's touched all corners. And I haven't seen him since. Maybe they ran into a black snake.
He just wandered off into the desert and never came back.
So I have a friend who he learned how to hack into other servers around the world, which apparently you're not allowed to do in the game, but you can.
I don't think you're allowed to do that at all.
Well,
like in anything.
He found out how to do it. Anyway, so can play in any city he wants. He pulls up the map, some map thing, and he uses the location there, and it lets him play. So yesterday at the poker game, he was playing in Vatican City, playing Pokemon Go, walking down the streets. And the funny part was, I said, I bet there aren't a lot of Pokemon in Vatican City because they really don't want to encourage kids to hang out. But the funnier part was once he got out, 1 block from Vatican City is Maria's Thai massage parlor, open 24 hours, right outside the Vatican City. A lot of Pokemon over there.
That's where they have the really rare ones.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get this straight. Hacking on a subway and hacking a server. Both two very, well, you probably shouldn't do either of them, right?
Right. Both are illegal.
Yeah.
This podcast it's basically like This American Life. There's a loose theme that ties all the stories together.
A small thread. Now we're going to go into our coughing segment.
So, the other thing, Germany was just great overall. I really loved it. I can't wait to go back. I smuggled drugs into the country for the first time.
Oh, wow. Do tell.
From Europe into the U.S. I bought some marijuana chocolate from Prague that I wasn't sure actually had real marijuana in it. And the guy, I guess in Prague, nobody speaks any German, but some people speak English. But I found the one guy who only spoke Czech, and he couldn't help me at all. He just kept saying, yes, marijuana, and I bought the chocolate anyway. And then put it in my bag and forgot about it, and until I was going through customs. And I have this like eye twitch thing that has been ongoing for weeks. So I'm trying to go through customs with marijuana chocolate in my bag that nobody really cares about, but I'm freaking out, and my eyes twitching and I'm sweating.
Nervous tick.
I felt like Pablo Escobar, just going through customs.
Pablo Esco-Chocolate bar.
Playing it real cool.
Yeah, when you said you smuggled drugs, I really wasn't thinking about you having a special Toblerone in your backpack. I was thinking more like you actually smuggled drugs with it. But I guess I need to consider who I'm talking to.
Sir, is there hashish in your milk duds?
I speak a little German.
Cool. I felt pretty badass.
Well, you really.
You'd make the common rookie mistake and eat all the chocolate in line.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, they just that's still as illegal, right? I mean, that's what, and all the people that keister the shit, they would be able to just go across because they go, well, nothing's on me, nothing's on the outside of my body.
I've got an ass full of marijuana chocolate, and I'm heading into the U.S.
And there's nothing you can do about it. I know my rights. John, is there something in particular that I'm trying to think of, is there something about Germany that you were surprised to find out about their culture different from America? And part B, did anyone say anything about Trump over there?
Nobody said anything about Trump. I mean, I wasn't getting into a lot of political discussions of people who speak only a little English.
Yeah.
I guess I learned a lot about how Germans feel about immigrants and Polish people. So really, my big takeaway was like Germans and Americans not so different.
Yeah.
Everyone's just really suspicious of brown people coming into their country. So that was it. I think everybody was super nice though. I don't know. I guess my big surprise was that there's like a huge misconception about Germans not having a sense of humor. So I was expecting nobody to have a sense of humor. Yeah. But the people I talked to were really funny.
Hatchet wielders without a smile, telling you to hurry in line.
Yeah.
Hurry up with your order.
But it's way awesome to be in Europe because they have such a looser alcohol. The alcohol is more available everywhere. So no matter like where you go to a bakery in the morning to get a croissant, you could also buy a beer.
Really?
Yeah. All the bakeries have beers. And there's where we were, there's like wine stands everywhere. So you would like be walking on a trail, and then like half a mile there'd just be like a wine stand in the middle of nowhere, and they'd be pouring wine for people.
Yeah, it's really weird when you go to the German wine country how there's a lot of wine available. Was that shocking somehow?
But it's so different. It's so different from the U.S. where like you walk into a liquor store and they like frisk you to make sure you're not stealing stuff and have to like sign your name and make sure you are who you are.
Leave your backpack.
And there they're just like, oh yeah, here's a beer.
Yeah, here, have a beer. Here, would you like to rent an axe for an hour?
Yeah.
Now that you're all wind up,
like city bike. Like they have a line of them on the street.
City axe.
Need an axe? Got an axe? Leave an axe. No, but was it spread out? I mean, the roads were they easy to drive on?
I didn't drive anywhere. We just took trains.
Oh,
so I was drunk all the time. I was just drunk for 2 weeks. It was great.
What do they call Uber over there? We were talking about that. Did you use Uber?
I think they just have Uber. I think they call Uber everywhere, except in China, where they now call it whatever the name of the company that bought them out is.
Yeah, the company that successfully beat them in their own marketplace again.
Yeah.
Because remember, China's an open trade partner as long as you use our company.
Yeah.
I saw Uber could disappear. Did you see that, Greg?
No, I hope not, because that's the only way I get through going to LA now.
I understand. I'm not ruining it for you, but I'm just saying they have the formula to put Uber out of business because the China thing was a black mark, but they said that wasn't the thing to be watching. Austin got rid of it, and another city got rid of it based on they wanted to do fingerprint background checks on all the drivers.
Yeah.
And they refused, so they pulled out of Austin. But they said almost all the major cities are now talking about making them do that with all the drivers.
Yeah, but you'll get some drivers.
And they said they won't. So
you'll get some that don't want to do it, but then there'll still be some that want to do it. You know, the ones that can pass.
The company won't.
Uber won't support it. Well, I mean, when the rubber hits,
it's going to be like Girls Gone Wild. It was in all the big cities at first, and then it ends up just in Bloomington, Indiana.
They're too busy. Uber would rather focus on how they can charge drunk people more money to give them a ride home from bars at 2 a.m.
Listen, I love the business model.
That's when they do all their search. Right.
I did find out from the Uber drivers.
I think it's great. Let any stranger drive you around. Let any stranger drive you around till you're molested.
I haven't had any of these problems you keep talking about. Not one hatchet incident.
Nobody wants to molest you.
Right, you're telling me you haven't been molested once on an Uber?
No moleste. What do you mean you haven't? Yeah, we'll put a fucking 18-year-old girl in the back of a stranger's car and see how this date ends.
I feel like you're not being honest with us, Greg. Tell us what happened.
No, I just always chat up the Uber drivers to find out, because now in LA, all of them have that new Uber icon. It no longer has the U. It's their whatever their logo is, and then right underneath or above that, there's also the Lyft mustache. So I'm wondering, like, hey, like, is it cool that you can do both? And I think they're still flying under the radar on that, but it is interesting that now it's not like one has a sign that they put up when they get the call to from a Lyft passenger. They'll put the Lyft sign up, and they just fucking drive around with both of them on there. I mean, if there were 5 companies, they probably have their fucking windshield covered with them. But I mean,
doesn't sound like a free for all to me. He's got a Domino's pizza sign on top too.
Well, now Uber is they're doing an Uber Eats where they're dropping off food, and I'm like, well, I think we're crossing over. I mean,
yeah. Can you start to see the death rattle in this self-driverless car?
Yeah.
Once they start going, and they'll deliver window glass.
Yeah, I haven't had any problems.
Live animal delivery. You get a discount if you share your Uber with like 12 chickens.
You can't open the trunk. There's research monkeys in there.
Becker, what have you been doing?
Oh, I'll tell you. We, the Bisbee trip was fast and furious.
Yes.
And we had a blast. And then we got back, and the weather still continued to be beautiful here. And so we maintained a summer that was the hottest on record, the hottest July ever recorded in the history of the Earth.
or just
for Alaska.
As long as they've been keeping records in Alaska. That's good. I mean, the moose have evolved. They've learned to turn on sprinklers with their hooves just to stay moist. And then we had a fire. We had a big fire. It was, up in the canyon area there outside of town.
On the way to Girdwood.
Yeah.
Like Indian and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huge fire. And they couldn't stop it. And then, as if by a miracle, I got my friends together, the Indians, and they danced, and it rained.
And summer is officially over. Now it's rain until snow.
We so far had the rainiest August ever.
We're a land of extremes. We're trying to break records any way we can.
We are.
We've had 2.5 inches in a week.
We are in the midst of monsoon season, which is always in August, but it started a little bit later, and we've got a leak in our downstairs, the crawl space area, where I've got some band stuff set up, and all the stuff from my storage unit is down there, and like torrential downpours, and then also water just coming straight in from the city right into the basement and leaking. So we're kind of on high alert for got to empty the bucket every day and trying to make sure.
When it rains in Bisbee, all the water in the city drains into your basement.
Right through our basement, yes. But I mean, it's one of those things where you gotta monitor it. But then all of a sudden, I'm not in Bisbee. I'm in Phoenix, and I get a report that it's a torrential downpour and in Bisbee. I can't fucking do anything about it. I just gotta hope everything floats or it doesn't get that high. So that's your stuff was safe in storage, but now you've moved it. And I'm entering water into the equation through a leaky filter system. So basically, I'm tempting the fate here of what's going to happen. So, but the monsoons out here are pretty amazing. There's huge thunderstorms, and it goes on for like maybe 30 minutes, and then it's done, and then it's muggy.
Is there lightning?
Oh yeah, tons of it. There were lightning strikes from some of the people that we go to the baseball games with. They were tweeting the lightning strikes on Vista Park there, right where the ballpark is. Like they live on Vista Park, and they were watching lightning strikes hit the park there because they got that big flagpole and some high tension wires and stuff over there. It's crazy.
We've got to make a big, we'll get a welder and we'll make a big steel, like Burning Man guy and put him out there for the next monsoon. And we'll just wait.
For it to what? Fucking blow up?
Yeah, just hit it, explode it. We'll stick fireworks in his arms. I don't know. It's a great viral video. It's like, welcome to Bisbee Ballpark.
I thought Bisbee was an artist community. That sounds like art.
No, we could totally disguise it as art. Yeah.
Then we can sell the little fragments of things that blew up.
Sure, necklaces, little stuff like that.
Uh-huh. This is from the incident.
Yeah, the incident.
How long is the monsoon season? How long before all your stuff is ruined?
Well, I got a plumber coming out tomorrow, so I'm hoping to at least thwart the man-made introduction of water into the basement. But I don't know, a couple more months. I don't know. I haven't really been here straight through a whole year to like mark when things happen, and I forget. But yeah, I do remember the monsoons last year started a little bit earlier, like in July, and this year they just started later. But I don't know how long they go because I don't know. Yeah, about at the end of October, I think, because that's when we were setting up for Halloween last year, and
you still have them in October.
Like in the beginning of October, not near the.
You never told me that when we talked about buying a house. What's this? The hell did I buy? Cambodian nightmare.
That's just a couple of months.
Well, it's hot. It's hot and dry for about 9 months, but 3 months it's flooded.
Yeah.
You gotta look out for the scorpions because they float on top of the water.
Yeah, that big slough out in front of our house on Black Knob, which is the Beckers are across from that down the street. Yeah, when it floods, I mean when it really there's a big downpour that fills up in there along the bottom. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean because it's bone dry most of the time. So yeah, you gotta check it out. When are you coming back, Becker?
We're figuring it out right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Based on Uber.
Based on Uber. A job driving, or how long it'll take them to drive here?
Mm.
You could try to Uber your way across the country through Canada. I don't know what the White Horse Uber situation's like.
Yeah, I don't. There's a guy selling. I saw in the paper today a guy selling one of the first cars to ever drive the Alcan. He's selling it up here. Well, looks like he's cashing out to get out of Alaska.
Like a Model A or something?
Yeah, and it's all restored, but it's the first recorded car to drive the Alcan. And he's go, I hope it stays in Alaska. I go, yeah, like you are. Yeah, you're fucking cashing out and fleeing this crime-ridden dust bowl.
But
it's a really nice place.
How do you prove that it was the first one up the Alcan? I mean,
I don't know. He's got a certificate.
Of what?
The first one up the Alcan. One on his ticket stub. I don't know. One.
If it was the first car up the Alcan, I would imagine it would have one of those big cow catchers from a train on the front.
Wouldn't the first truck be like a work truck that carried a bunch of work, like, I don't know. I guess they're probably prison workers or something.
A dump truck that threw down all the decomposed granite all the way.
I think you guys are missing. It was like a ceremonial first car.
Okay, yeah. I get it.
So it's bullshit.
No, not bullshit. It was after the workers were done, this guy drove through and went, hey, everybody.
And he just got there now? That's fucking...
Yeah, it took a while. Original tires? No.
Yeah, he's changing them every mile. Jeez. John, have you ever driven the Alcan?
I never have.
Becker?
Yeah, twice. Never again.
Yeah.
Never, ever again.
Why did you do it a second time if you're saying never again?
The first time was miserable, and I thought that must have been just a fluke. They were actually dynamiting the second time I drove it. They were dynamiting alongside the road, and they said, well, you shouldn't be this far. We had an RV or a trailer on the back, and the guy goes, you shouldn't even be this far. The road was shut down for dynamiting. And we go, we can't back up. It's a one-lane little rickety road. He goes, well, I guess you're already this far. Just go ahead. And they're blowing dynamite alongside the road.
Better just floor it.
This is unfucking believable.
Well, because there's such a short amount of time that they can actually do road work on that road that they'll always have some area where there's a pilot car that'll take you like 3-4 miles through, and then it's blocked off on the other side because it is one down to one lane. So wasn't that which trip? I believe you told me one time that there was a trip where like you're just driving down the road, and I think you had a Jeep, like with the hatchback.
Yeah, and the back window glass blew out from the air pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was insane. And then the lady in Canada charges $16 to use duct tape. Oh, no, you can't keep it. Really? But the back window was falling in because of the air pressure.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Spider cracked. And $1,600 in window glass, I think it was. I don't remember. It was god awful.
Sounds like fun. I want to do it.
Yeah, because front windshield was cracked up by the rocks, and then the back collapsed, and then that was perfect. And that's the Alcan. That's Canada to me.
That's it. Yeah, when I did the Alcan, it was leaving town with a cat that threw up every time the engine started. And,
yeah, I did the same thing, but there was a girl that threw up.
Well, yeah, this was similar to that. And we were like 8 hours ahead of every fucking storm. So like we did some car camping, and it was really just unpacking the car and repacking it every fucking day because it was just full of shit. And we were literally in front of these storms, and that you really don't want to have to hurry on the Alcan. And every time that car started and that cat threw up and whined the whole fucking way. And then after it finally took a dump, I'm like, what the fuck? It's throwing up. How's it even processing to shit? It was just miserable. It was that was the cat, not the girl. It was horrible. But I only did it once, and I don't see why you'd have to do it again. Maybe if you want to do
I want to do it once, but whenever like I have a problem where I get real tired when I'm driving. So even driving across Anchorage, I get super tired. So I feel like I'd make it about a half an hour before I'm in a ditch.
No, the only way you can do the Alcan is you're one of those guys that just sits there and drinks coffee and stays wide awake and goes like Butthead and Beavis. Just you gotta just because if you don't put miles between you, you realize how far it really is. And it's shitty road. You can only do like it may be posted 40, but you do 25. I'm telling you.
And then late in the season, you get those ruts from everyone going over. So it's yeah.
And I learned the one thing you say to anybody going to drive it up here after like 4th of July, you go, a little late in the season, isn't it? That's how you do it. You don't even know the road conditions. You just say it. Just that way when they almost die, you go, see, I told you.
Dude, we left Anchorage October 18th. That's how late it was. That's fucking ridiculous. I mean, yeah, that was just me being stupid. And I probably went to fucking Homer first thinking I'm supposed to go south. I probably didn't even look at a map. Yeah, it was pretty horrible. I just had to get out of there. But now that I think of it,
I had to flee with all my stuff that later would drown.
Yeah. Now that I think of it, I mean, anything you got in Alaska, it's going to be cheaper when you and new if you buy it in the States. So don't fucking take the stuff home. Take maybe photo albums and guitars or something. But I took a ton of stuff that was like, what the fuck? And then I get it home and I get rid of it. It's like, wow, that was a fucking expensive donation.
Ggreg, we were so amazed when we went to Bisbee because, I mean, we went down there this time with a little brighter eyes just to look around and just, get feel. I couldn't believe the convenience store is cheaper than our discount stores.
Yeah.
We went there and it was like, cheese, $2 for a chunk of cheese. I go, that'd be $11 in Anchorage. Yeah.
Well, Bisbee is a bit of an anomaly because it is cheaper to live in Bisbee than in like most of the cities in Arizona. And Arizona is much cheaper than Alaska or California. So Bisbee is the best of the best. But don't tell anyone.
Why is Bisbee so affordable?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, most people don't have jobs here. That's one fucking truth.
So the government's paying for it.
I don't think the government's paying for it. I mean, it's just the prices are lower. I mean, we just got done traveling on the tour, 3,400 miles we put in the Suburban. And honestly, I mean, gas was, especially in Arizona, it was fucking cheap. We're filling up. The lowest I saw gas was $1.79 a gallon. And that was just last week coming back from Phoenix.
That's what it was the first time that guy drove the oil can. No wonder he's leaving.
Yeah, he wants to get back here.
No, but yeah. So how that trip was phenomenal, huh?
The tour?
Yeah.
We kind of retraced some steps, but it was all small markets, and the shows were just kind of put together for Doug to start to get together an hour's worth of material. So we had Christine Levine and Brett Erickson and myself in the van, and it was great. I mean, the hardest thing is for people to understand that it's not a conventional comedy show. Doug's still going to do about 45, 50 minutes, but they're broken up into segments in between each of the sets by Christine and Brett Erickson and guest sets. So,
but I also love the idea that if you want to see me, you're going to have to be there on time.
Hey, guess what?
That was
sometimes
brilliant.
It's crucial in the first part of the movie to sit down and watch the first part, and that's really what this is you being like going to the show. And it even goes back further than that in that, a lot of these comics that go out, they'll bring friends with them or they'll bring other comics that are like newer in the game or like a feature act to get them out on the road, and you want people to see them too, and fucking showing up 40 minutes in to a show is just fucking bullshit, so and that's our policy too on the road is as soon as the show starts, I let it go for about 15 minutes, and then anyone who hasn't checked in, I release those seats to anyone waiting to see the show because they're there waiting to go to a show that seriously, we open the box office an hour before we even start the show. So if you're not even there an hour and 20 minutes into the show and there's people waiting to buy those tickets, you get to stand if you end up showing up at all. So
seems fair.
No, but yeah, it just looked like it was a good formula where you, like they got the full show, but they also got it broke up where, I mean, a solid night of entertainment is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And then sometimes, like we had in Idaho Falls, we had Lucas Seeley, which is a comic from LA, but he's from Montana. He put those shows together. Lucas Seeley did some time each of those shows. Chris Fairbanks showed up in Missoula because he's from Missoula. He was just there. Roseanne Barr did, she did, where was that? Oh, Loonies in Colorado Springs. She did time, and then she also did it in Salt Lake City.
Cool.
Is she still running for president?
No, not running for president, but very outspoken. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. She's got her own opinions.
She's on Twitter, and she's fantastic. She's so fun. And we had a really good short run, but at the end of it, I'm pretty sure Doug would have kept going if we had more dates. But
yeah.
As it turned out, we still had shit to do. We had another week. We went to LA and podcasted and fucked around.
Hung out with Johnny Depp. We saw pictures. They weren't photoshopped, right? Not like those Erickson ones.
Some guy. I don't know. He let us stay at his house. I don't know.
Oh, and then the Britchells went on to the what game show? The Price is Right.
No, I thought it was The Price is Right, and I don't know why.
We were telling everybody.
Yeah, well,
No, they wore costumes, right? So it was what's the name?
Let's Make a Deal.
Yeah, let's make a deal.
Or how Tracy, the lovely Tracy, refers to it. Let's make a bargain.
Let's make a bargain.
Oh, you're gonna go on this show and you don't even know the name of it. So
I don't think that show is. I guess I have to go to work in the morning, so I don't know what game shows are on anymore. But I don't think that's on everywhere. I think it's like, is that like in LA?
No, that's it. That's syndicated, dude.
That's syndicated. Who's the host?
Wayne Brady.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah, you know Wayne Brady.
That's a big deal. When I lived in California, there was this great game show called Dance 360, where it was just dance battles, and all you could win an Xbox. That's what you could win. That was the grand prize. And it was my favorite. It was my favorite show because you could always tell like who the professional like break dancers were, because it'd be like some dorky looking guy
like trying to look dumb.
Yeah, it'd be like White Men Can't Jump, where he's just trying to look dorky on purpose, and they're like, I want that guy, and then he is like a professional dancer.
He's got the Velcro breakaway pants.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And he's doing like head spins right away.
Electric Boogaloo.
Great show. If it's still on, I think it was an LA area only show.
I'm gonna guess, John. I'm just gonna throw this out there that it's no longer on the air.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
we should bring it back.
We should bring it back. I work for public television. This sounds like public television type of show.
Well, the Let's Make a Bargain was interesting because there were a bunch of people that were supposed to go. I think she had tickets for 10 or 12, and there were a bunch of people from her other job at the Hard Rock that were going to go with her and everything. And then we had a little a night at the Comedy Store where the last thing I remember was Brett Erickson saying, "There ain't no fucking way I'm going to this thing tomorrow. We're not going. We're not going."
What time do they have to be there?
Oh, they had to get up at 8:30 to be in line at 10 or something, and they were going to Uber there. So then they would get there, and then they have to go through an interview process, and then after the interview process, they're bussed. This is the trick. They bus you to the studio. So now you're stranded at the studio. You can't go, fuck this, and get in your car and leave. And they've perfected this over time. If people have an option, if they just have to fucking say fuck it and go out the doors and get in their car, they will do that. But now you are bused to a location onto a private lot that has the soundstage that you're recording on. You're fucked. You can't go anywhere.
Let's make a bargain. I would tell Uber to follow me.
Give us everything in your pockets and we'll let you leave. That's the bargain.
Yeah. But what happened was no one showed up. It was just Brett and Carrie. And that didn't it didn't turn out too well.
Did Tracy win?
Did Tracy go?
No, Tracy, no way.
Tracy didn't go?
No, it was too early. It was, and we had this epic night. I mean, just the people that were, the Comedy Store on a Wednesday night was so kicking. I mean, it was, Rogan was there, Mark Maron was there, and Anthony Jeselnik, just in the time that we got there and started drinking. And this is in the main room, not in the main room. This is in the original room up front. So it's packed in there. We can't even get in there. We're standing in the stairwell. And I go, this is fucked. I mean, because they're still trying to serve drinks and stuff like that. But it was so packed, and we're like, let's go back to the VIP. And we drank back there, but like the place had it was just booming. And then I go, we're not leaving early, so you can get up to go to this Let's Make a Bargain. You don't even know the name of the thing. You don't have a costume. Fuck it, let's just stay here. So that was it. It was easy for me to say no because I wasn't going anyway.
I mean, how does it feel to stand in the way of Tracy winning big on Let's Make a Bargain?
Well, this is the deal.
She could have won a Ford Focus or whatever they give away.
Or a sump pump.
If she could guarantee
I don't know what's a better prize there, the sump pump or the Ford Focus.
Well, depends if you have flooding.
Right now, the sump pump would be, that would do it. I'd drive the Uber. Yeah, it turns out, by the time the Bretchels got there, they knew. There was no way. They knew there was no way they were going to be picked. They knew that the producers were pushing them off to the side, and they made the best of it. They didn't bring enough booze to get through it, but they fucked around as much as they could. But
So they were at the show.
they were at the show. They made it, but everything that happened in the interview process, they're listening to the answers to the people in front of them, and they're like, we're fucked. They're like nurses and 9/11 first responders.
They didn't lie and be like, "Oh, we're both Iraq veterans."
They're all.
Erickson definitely tried to lie, but his lie wasn't that strong, and I think that was maybe on purpose. But I mean, because you can't say you're a fireman and you fight fires even as a hobby on the side, and that you work with Squad 51. It's like there's no Squad 51 in firefighting.
But it worked. It worked for that dude from the league. He got a career out of it.
Like who? That's Steve
Renazizi.
Oh,
Renazizi. I don't know how to say his name. He's very funny though.
Yeah, he would. I just saw him on Roast Battle from Just for Laughs. Yeah, he got roasted pretty good.
Good for him.
It wasn't much of a battle. I mean, come on. I mean, the guy is like Pee Wee Herman going on that thing. What? And you're supposed to cut down the other person with a joke. I mean, where are you going to go to? You're not going to ignore the easy one.
I don't think you'd go that low to bring up the whole 9/11 thing that everybody knows me for.
Oh my God! Right off the bat, it was fucking great. But yeah, Steve didn't do so hot.
He's very funny though. Maybe we can get him to come up here.
He's available, I'm sure.
Maybe we can get him over here on September 11th.
The anniversary show.
Yeah.
Well, we do have a show coming up in Vegas on August 28th. I don't know. Maybe that's the carrot to get you down here, Becker and John.
Yep.
We're at
Doug's 25th anniversary. That's actually when he first started doing comedy on August 28th. And we're going to be in Vegas. I don't know the venue yet, but
he started in Vegas too.
Yeah.
Any chance to get the old venue back?
It's the venue.
It's half a Subway sandwich shop, half a methadone clinic now. But
it's actually a venue, and it's just a different venue now. It's a rock and roll venue. Oh shit! I knew that. I know it. It's the dive bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's the venue that back then I think it was Ron Putnam was running it or something like that. But it was it was a different venue altogether. But it was they had a stage. So that's coming up.
Yeah, it was called the Hideaway, I think, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So it's 20. How many years?
25.
25. Okay. Yeah, that's. I remember because when he'd always tell me stories of Vegas, he always, how when you tell people stories about like, oh, Vegas, I was like, that's where I started. I thought it was so glamorous. We get back to Vegas. He goes, oh God, this town sucks so bad for comedy. I was like, what? He's like, everything is competing with comedy in this town.
Yeah.
That's what he told me as soon as we got there. I was like, oh, why are we here?
Still is, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's back when they had real 99-cent shrimp. And it was like that full fucking thing when the mob was still there.
Yeah. That was the boardwalk, right?
Oh my God. Everything. You go into some places, they're happy hour, Subway sandwiches, free drinks till like 10. I mean, they just did anything to get bodies in there. And we'd go down there with like $50 and live for a week.
Well, yeah. In Doug's book, he goes into spending an entire weekend with his paycheck and then slinking out Monday and going to work. So yeah, good old, the good old days.
Yeah. The days of wine and more roses.
Oh, and we ran into one of the gals in Fort Collins, Colorado. Her name's Victoria, and she worked at at one of the call centers that he was the boiler rooms that he was at, and it was so funny because she's a mess, a beautiful mess, but she had so many fucking stories that Doug.
Oh, real Victoria?
Yeah, Victoria.
Oh, okay.
And we recorded her for the audiobook because on August 16th, Doug's audiobook, Digging Up Mother, comes out, and it's got all this extra footage of people that like yourself, Becker, that are in the book and that can corroborate the story or say you got it wrong. And there's a lot of you got it wrong, or this is what I remember. And that we're looking forward to that. That's August 16th. And if I had a link, it would go up. Oh, no, it's available right now on audible.com. You can pre-order.
So, Ggreg, what you're saying is even if you've bought the book, you could still buy the audiobook because there's so much stuff that you have.
Do you know what he did with the audiobook? The audiobook's going to be like even if you already own a book, like you already got the one book, the audiobook is going to be so cool because it's going to be like all the backstories.
Like a director's commentary on a DVD.
But a free association where he's got the actual people now piping in and going, hey, It's a neat idea.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it where, because, you go, audiobook, I already got the book. Why would I get the audiobook? This is a reason to get the audiobook.
Not to mention the golden pipes of Chad Shank reading about half of the book.
Oh, that's pretty great.
Yeah. So.
Look. Oh, here's an unsolicited review. Matt Collins' mom bought Digging Up Mother, even though she has no idea who Doug Stanhope is and nobody told her to buy it.
Wait, Matt Collins is a local comedian in Anchorage.
Very, very funny.
Kind of a writing partner with you as well, right, John?
Yeah, we do a lot of stuff together. Mostly we hang out and talk about low-carb diets.
Yeah.
But his mom just, I guess, saw the book on Amazon and likes books about moms and bought it. And said she really loved the story of Doug's mom. The rest of the book she could, take it or leave it, but loved that part. Would buy again just for that. So that's from not a comedy fan. That's just from a mom.
A mom fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And is she going to get the audiobook?
She's totally getting the audiobook.
Well, don't tell her that none of Mom is in the audiobook. I mean, Mom doesn't speak. Does she understand that?
She was hoping for the other viewpoint on that.
That is curious, though. Do you know, does Doug have any recording of his mom?
No, I don't know. But yeah, she did stuff on the Man Show.
Yeah.
So
but I mean, does he have any private tape recordings?
Well, yeah, classical gas that when she farted into a cassette recorder until the entire tape was full.
Right.
Oh, speaking. You mean speaking?
Yeah. Yeah, speaking. Wrong hole.
Yeah, I don't know. And it would be really it would be very fortunate if it did fit in, because it probably would have nothing to do with.
Well, you know what triggered me was the other day I found that thing where the guy had released all the tapes from Kmart's from the 80s.
What's that?
He had the
music soundtrack?
Yeah, he had the tapes from the 80s.
Like Muzak.
The in-store music?
In-store music. And they were supposed to destroy them, but he kept them all.
Sure.
And then he put them on, digitized them, and put them online. And they're hysterical to listen to. And I was thinking, if Doug has that, he could put that music to the background of his mom's tapes.
What's the allure to the Muzak versions of 70s hits?
It was well, they also throw in the specials, and remember, school's coming.
Oh, blue light special.
Yeah, blue light specials and socks on sale for 2 pair for 65 cents. You don't realize inflation until you listen to these. You're like, Jesus Christ, you can't touch anything for that.
So
I saw somewhere where they posted those, and a lot of people that had worked at Kmart in the 80s and early 90s were commenting about how they had to listen to those songs for 8 hours a day for 3 years.
And then would someone live cut in with the specials?
Yeah, I know. It was pre-recorded specials.
Okay.
So, but remember, that was why it always seemed weird when you were in Kmart, because I grew up with them. And when there was a blue light, they'd always panic and have to get the blue light over the section where it was.
Yeah, yeah.
And these kids would be scrambling. And it's like at Costco, and they run out of bacon at that free bacon stand. Yeah. But no, there'd be panic in the store, and they'd be trying to get the blue light and get it on because it's only 10 more minutes. And now I realize why, because they just heard it on the tape like we did, and then they had to get it.
Yeah, they had no clue as to when it was coming up. It's just all of a sudden, someone get over to Sporting Goods and hit that fucking blue light.
Yeah, golf balls are 50 cents a piece. And you remember the tag gun, because they had to tag everything back then. So that's how you got your special, was the kid stood there with a blue tag and would put it on your product.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, that's how they did it. They'd go blue tag, blue tag, blue tag, and that's, you go to the line, and they only had a limited supply, so but you could take the tag off and put it on something else, and if you got the right cashier, she somehow thought a ham was a quarter.
and you got to restock all these golf balls.
And they were the first ones with layaway. Do you remember layaway? Layaway is the best.
Kmart was huge, dude.
But that was how people paid for Christmas, John. They would go in every week and put $20 down. At the end of the year, they had $600 to spend on your horrible little Christmas. And that way they didn't, because they didn't know how to handle money, obviously.
Well, unlike now. So wait, how does layaway work? Do you go in and you just so you have a bank account basically in the store, or do you put the money towards a certain item?
You put it down. You have this much money to spend, and they would let layaway customers get 20% off their total purchase because they saved all year long. Basically, they were keeping the interest on the money. So you would start in January and go put $20 down every 2 weeks or whatever, and you would build your little coffer, and then all of a sudden you'd have this huge money supply. You're only going to spend at Kmart because that's where all your money is.
Yeah.
It was like Kmart dollars.
What a scam.
No, it was a great scam. It was like one of those check cashing places today.
Well, not really.
I don't know if I call that a great scam,
Yeah.
a check cashing place. Definitely a scam, though.
Yeah, but yeah, so that was like how they did it. But it was really funny because they talked about how many times that people showed up, or they would do this all the way, and then in November they wouldn't make their payment, and it would go right through the holidays, like they were in jail or who knows what happened to them. But this guy, accountant for Kmart, said we used to make about X number of dollars on people who just didn't show up the last few months for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like millions?
Got divorced. I don't know. Obviously, they went bankrupt. I don't think it was millions, John.
Well, but back then it would have been, I mean, there were Kmart and Sears and Montgomery Wards. I mean, those were the anchor stores. Those were the big stores back then. So there were way more. I mean, Kmart just shut down, 800 stores? Or I saw that today. They shut and Sears.
Sears owns Kmart now, right?
I haven't. Last time I went into a Kmart, I think I was somewhere on the road with Doug. I had to go get some supplies or something. I go, I'll run into Kmart. And I remember calling Tracy and saying, I am never going into a Kmart again. It was so horrible that I'm like, how is this fucking store even open? You know, it really is. It's like a big, huge dollar store.
I haven't even seen a Kmart in like at least 15, maybe 20 years. Greg, are you sure that store even exists?
Well,
you go into a haunted store?
It existed long enough for me to say never again. It was
were the floors sticky like an adult theater?
Yeah, because of the ices. That's why.
I just want you to go to a gas station down the street and be like, man, that Kmart down there sucks, huh? And they're like,
Kmart,
sir, that Kmart closed 12 years ago.
No, I was just in there.
And then spooky music.
I just remember that was always the joke I did with Kmart stealing shoes because they were the first one to have zip ties. And they put them on the shoes. So it's like the old joke of trying to run away with your shoplift shoes. You just could make little steps. You had to go.
Oh, like you had shackles on?
Yeah. You just run because you could never find scissors. Yeah.
Well, they were smart enough to put the scissors on the other side of the store.
Yeah, that was.
All right, guys, I got to wrap it up. I got a big a Black Pussy barbecue to go to.
Oh, you're cooking Black Pussy?
No. Black Pussy is they're going to be here doing a barbecue.
Nice.
The band.
Yes, we're familiar with the band.
Yes.
They're very good. And what am I thinking? We've had the worst summer on record because it was too hot, and now we're having the rainiest August on record. So
I think, should we make winter predictions now?
That's what I was just going to say. Let's make winter. When's the first snow, John? Say it now so it's on the air.
I'm going to say October 28th.
October 7th. Boom.
Wow. I'm going to split the difference. October 14th.
All right.
Nobody took the safe bet and said November, so.
Yeah. Anytime after the 28th.
All right.
That's a prediction.
So
on Twitter.
Hold on. What determines snowfall?
A trace amount. I mean, the Weather Bureau has
in town or a dusting termination dust up on the mountain.
We're going to say in the city. In the city.
Termination dust is always before October.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just clearing it out because I might have said I might have just changed it to August 16th.
In the city, a collection. It's usually there's like ADN and KTUU and stuff will announce the first snowfall.
First snow officially. Yeah. So I guess we can go on that.
Yeah, so that's what we're going by. But also go on Twitter and put your date in, and if you win, we'll send you moose jerky.
We'll send you something.
I will send you moose jerky.
You have moose jerky?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh my!
I got friends. It's really amazing.
We were traveling through Utah, Kanab. We had a detour to Circleville, and then right outside of Circleville is another little town, and we pull in to get some gas, and I see this jerky stand, and there was bison and elk and kangaroo jerky. I'm like, oh, I was just thinking about kangaroos. I don't know why. I was just thinking like, hey, if they had a fast food place that only served kangaroo, would people go there? And it was just, miles on the road, just weird thoughts. And then I'm looking at this thing. There's kangaroo jerky. I'm getting it. I get the kangaroo jerky.
So clearly people would go there.
So I get the kangaroo jerky and the elk jerky, and I go up to the cashier, and it was $50 fucking dollars.
What?
Yeah, I didn't get a kangaroo and an elk. I got 3 ounces of kangaroo and 3 ounces of elk, and it was $50.
I would have dined and dashed on that
Well,
one.
yeah. I
Running out in your locked together shoes.
but baby steps. I said, well, it's still got to be funny to taste kangaroo. I was just thinking of it. Let's do this. So I spent the fucking $50, and the elk was really good. The kangaroo, don't get any kind of franchise deal for In-N-Out kangaroo burgers. They're just it's not a good meat.
Are they farming? Like I guess I don't know what the kangaroo process is like in Australia. Is there like kangaroo farms where they like grow them for food?
Well, I think they're a pest over there, John.
Yeah.
Is it like Alaska? You hit it, you eat it?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I got the pouch. It's a little rank.
You got the foreskin.
It just was not good. It had a fishy aftertaste that everyone agreed.
They're nowhere near the ocean.
Yeah, I know. That's that. So how does that fucking work?
Well, that's gross. Sorry, Greg.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit lighter in the wallet, but
Have you ever had kangaroo meat before, or
no?
I just like the fact you were daydreaming about kangaroo when this happened.
Yeah. It was fucking weird.
I wonder what jet fuel tastes like.
A jet fuel Slurpee. I wonder if
I pull over. You're not going to believe it. Jet fuel stand right in the middle of nowhere. Like wine in Germany.
did this jerky stand did they have like billboards out that you saw and made you think of kangaroo? Did
nothing,
they have
dude, nothing like that. It was. I think we were talking about maybe pulling over some fast food, but we're in Circleville. There's nothing in Circleville. I can't remember the name of the next place. It started with a P, but there was.
I bet he hires a skyrider to make like a cloud that looks like a kangaroo above the stand. So when you're driving, you just are like, kangaroo.
Well,
why do I have this craving?
It wasn't even a stand. It was just like a spinny carousel, like you'd buy sunglasses or something off of.
They had squirting rings on the other side.
Maybe that's what it was. It was one of those joke things. Garlic gum and kangaroo jerky.
Well, he puts all his money into his private island off the Caribbean of that $50 an ounce kangaroo meat he's selling.
But the elk was delicious. I have to tell you.
Always eat American.
Always eat American. There you go.
All right. You've listened to another episode of Near the Wild. I'm Matt Becker, sitting in a bus in Anchorage, Alaska.
And I'm John Norris, in a bus in Anchorage, Alaska. It's raining, but at least our stuff's not gonna drown in our basements.
And I'm Ggreg Chaille in Bisbee, Arizona. Glad to be back with you guys, and keeping my head above water. We'll see you soon. You've been listening to the Near the Wild podcast with Matt Becker and John Norris, recorded in Anchorage, Alaska on Matt Becker's backyard bus. Engineered by me, Ggreg Chaille.